Hey guys, so I'm back with another tutorial. So we are in the middle of summer, which is typically bridal season. So I thought it would be a really good time to do a bridal makeup tutorial. And I have a series of videos on it, but I just haven't done one in a while. And I noticed with a lot of my brides that one of the most popular looks is incorporating purple eyeshadow. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but it's actually really wearable and just a lot more fun than a neutral eye. So I am going to do this complete, like from start to finish, a complete bridal look. And I'm also going to feature a lot of products that I have up on my Alcone at Home website. A lot of these are pro products, really popular, holy grail products. So now they're all in one web link, which I'll put in the description box. And that way you can easily find them and multiple brands in one place. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I already have moisturizer on, and I'm wearing the uber popular Embryolisse Creme Concentré, which is the top moisturizer for makeup artists. It's absolutely like the best, must have. I have that on, and then I like to prime with Nurturing Force Blot Out Offensive. I use this on a lot of brides because it is no joke, like the best primer for keeping your makeup on. And now I'm going to put on a little bit of the Super Matte Anti-Shine from Face to Face. This is in shade medium, and I like to do anti-shine after I prime just in the T-zone because that's where you will typically oil up. This is shade medium, but honestly it's pretty transparent, but this does come in light, medium, and dark. So I put it in my T-zone, and with the combination of the Nurture Force Primer and this, you will be good to go. So now let's go ahead and start. I am going to do my eyes first. You can do your face first, but typically I personally do my eyes first. But it's interesting because I do my clients' eyes second. But do whatever you want. It's just your preference. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes really quick. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to shadows. So one of the really super cool things about this new Alcone at Home program is that they took a lot of the super popular brands, like that of all the thousands of brands that they carry, and they made a lot of them palette friendly. So they put them in palette form, and they created these like super cute palette holders. So this is like a box, and then there's two palettes in here, and it's like really great for an everyday woman who doesn't want their cosmetics all over the place in a bunch of drawers. It makes it easy because, as you know, when you work out of a palette, you use things more, and it's very vanity pretty friendly. So like this sitting on top of your vanity is super cute, as opposed to like, you know, a clear acrylic container or like, you know, typical makeup artist products. So see these two cute palettes. So what I'm going to do is use eyeshadows. And these are the colors I put in this magnetic palette. These are Il Makiage eyeshadows, which is one of the most popular ones that are sold on Alcone. And they put them all into steel palette form, so they automatically stick very conveniently to the magnetic palette. So I'm going to go for a pinky purple look. So these are all the colors I'm going to use. You don't have to use all of these. I just kind of wanted to show you the different shades available. So let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to probably speed through some of this because I'm doing like everything from scratch. So what I like to do first is take my, just like a neutral color. This is like a matte cream shade. And I'm just going to put it all over my lid as a blending color. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the crease transition. Instead of like a typical warm brown, which a lot of people use, I'm going to use this like kind of soft dusty rose pink, and this is my universal blender from Sedona Lace, and I'm going to pop that above my crease, and this is going to warm up the crease and, like I said, act as a crease transition. Okay, so now that's on, I already have a little bit of shape to my eyes, so now I'm going to focus on the lid color, which is where I want a nice pretty pink. I'm actually going to mix two colors. This is like a goldish pink and a peachy kind of pink. And it has a little shimmer on it, which I like putting shimmer on the lid because it just kind of makes that area sparkle and look really pretty. So I'm using my synthetic shader, and I'm going to pat this on. Okay, so as you can see, it comes off as a really soft light pink with a gold tone, and it really kind of makes your eyes sparkle. And now I'm going to move on to more contouring. So first what I'm going to do is take another more obviously pinky rosy shade, which is this one right here. And I'm going to pop that in my outer V. So I'm going to take my same universal blender. And now we're going to begin to shade a little bit more. And I can bring a little bit over to the middle of the lid just to add a little bit more pink into the look. Okay, now that you have that on, you can see there's more color and more shading. Now I'm going to go to the deepest color, which is the purple. And when I have a bright color like purple, I like to just kind of put it on one area of the eye, which is usually on the outer pocket or in the crease. That way you don't have so much color on your lid, for example, and it takes over the look. So when you put it like right here in this outer pocket, you get a bit of purple, but it's not like a super crazy amount of purple, so it's still kind of wearable. And in my opinion, purple is a very wearable and neutral look, even though it's considered a color, and it looks good on everybody. So I'm etching this purple in here. Okay, so the purple is on. Now we're going to go ahead and blend out a little bit more. So I'm going to take that rosy kind of violet shade a little bit more and go ahead and blend it on top of the purple to help soften it. But you'll still see a little bit of purple underneath. And whenever you layer shades like this, they last longer and it looks a little bit more professional because it's built in layers as opposed to just like popping everything all on your eye on once. Okay, so then we're going to go to the dusty rose color, and this is a lighter color, so I went from dark, medium to light, and this is going to get blended above all of that to soften the edge even more. Okay. And then I like to go back and reapply the lid color just because whenever you do a lot of blending you tend to lose some of the pigment. Okay, so now what I like to do is move to the brows. Personally, I actually do clients' brows first, but when I do my own makeup I like to do my brows after eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and fill them in really quickly. Okay, so I filled in my brows. Now I'm going to clean them up with a little concealer, and it's also going to help highlight my brow bone. So I have another palette here. So isn't it cute? Super pretty chevron print in gray and white. And I put the rest of the products I'm going to use besides the eyeshadows. I'm going to use this concealer right here, which is by Dermacolor, a hugely popular pro brand. This concealer is so good. It's waterproof. It's really creamy, but not too creamy where it creases, and it's so pigmented, waterproof, great for brides. So I'm going to use that, and this is shade number 2, by the way, and it's really convenient once again because now they are in pan form, and when do you ever get like concealers that are in pan form? So it's really convenient. So I'm just going to carve underneath my brows with a lip brush from Sedona Lace. Okay, so now the concealer is on. I'm going to go back to my eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to set it with that nude brow bone shade and my detailed shader brush. I also packed a little bit of that brow bone shade on my tear ducts because it brings a little bit of light to the eyes, and you don't always have to put a shimmer highlight on your tear ducts. It can be matte as long as it's lighter. So now that the brow bone is done, what I always like to do is take my blending color, which was that dusty rose, and meet the gap between my brow bone and the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I applied eyeliner. This is the Alcone at Home Perfect Line Brush Pen in Midnight Black. Really nice for a thin line, and it's waterproof and smudge proof. And I did a little bit of a wing, nothing too crazy. And then I applied my Aqua Smoky Lash from Makeup Forever. Waterproof mascara is totally a must-have for a bride, you know, just in case they tear up and whatnot. Now I'm going to apply lashes, and for a wedding, I can tell you, at least for my wedding, I'm going to be rocking the best lashes I can because it's just our wedding and you might as well go hard, you know what I mean? And well, lower lashes, they have the mink lashes, and they're so nice. They look really good on. So I'm going to wear this style right here, which is thinner on the inside and thicker on the outside, because that way it's kind of like not too dramatic, but it gives you that lift at the end. So I'm going to pop these on, and we're going to use our lash glue. And like I said, you know, if this is your own wedding or doing your own makeup, might as well splurge on the nice lashes, because they actually do look amazing on. And I actually, for my best friend's wedding next year, we're also going to do mink lashes, my treat on her, because it's her special day. Okay, so unfortunately my other camera that was filming during the tutorial got cut off during the foundation part. So I wanted to show you what I used, and I actually used RCMA foundations, and this was my all over color right here. This is Shinto number 2, so I use that all over. And then I use this color for my contour, this darker brown, and this is shade MB5. So all over, contour, and then I moved on to my highlight, which is this concealer right here. It's a Dermacolor concealer. It's shade number 2. It's a few shades lighter than my actual skin tone, but I used it also as a highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you guys really quick so you can see what they look like. So here is the concealer. It's very, very, very creamy, waterproof, and it's high coverage, as you can see. You only need just a little bit. Then this is the RCMA foundation shade number 2. It's got a realistic skin finish, so you can build it, but it still looks like skin, which is really great for weddings because it's very HD friendly. Lastly, this is the MB number 4, I believe, and it's a darker shade that I will use as my contour, but it's also really just a foundation. So there they are, and they're very, very easy to blend, as you can see. Please ignore my chipped nail polish. Okay, so I placed the concealer slash highlight where I wanted it. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and blend that in. So what I love about the beauty blender is that you can still keep the coverage because you're doing a panning motion, but it kind of takes away that super cakey look, which is, you know, like you can scrape the foundation off your face look. And this now looks like I've got the shape and coverage, but it doesn't look cakey. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and set with powder. So I'm going to take my, let's see, Ben Nye banana powder. I have it in this little jar because I just kind of depotted it into a more convenient jar. So a lot of people use this for like an under eye highlight, but you can also use it underneath. You can also use it all over. And I like it because it's really brightening, and it still keeps like the yellow tone. And now what I'm going to do is take a translucent powder. Here's a translucent powder that comes conveniently in this little pan. And I'm going to focus that on my highlight areas. It's going to brighten up a little bit under there. It's also going to set my T-zone nicely. And if you get oily, feel free to come back in with that anti-shine, and you can pat this right on top of like any oily spots. So the foundation and the powder is pretty much done. You can go back in with your bronzer and redefine the contour. So I'm going to just take a powder bronzer and go in there. Again, like if you just add more and more layers, makeup will last, and it'll last longer, and it looks better. Okay, so now we're going to apply blush. You got to have blush for a blushing bride. And actually, no, let's not apply blush. Okay, so now that all the powder is done, I'm going to go back to the lower lash line because that way you have your concealer all the way to the top so you can place your lower lash line color over it. So when I do brides, I like to keep the lower lash line contoured with color but not too much because I don't want it to be too dramatic. So I'm going to take a brown pencil. This is Senna's Ultra Last Eyeliner, Ultra Brown. It's really good because it's like creamy yet it's waterproof. And I'm just going to put it on my lower lash line but keep it on the outer half only. And by doing this, you're going to contour the eye still, but it's not like too dark because it's a brown, and it's not in the waterline, which is more dramatic. See how that already makes a difference? And then I'm going to go ahead and set that with this dark brown right here and an angled brush from Sedona Lake. And then I'm going to go underneath with this rosy color right here, just to go underneath it to blend out the dark brown and also to just kind of add a little bit more color onto the lower lash line to unify the whole look. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to blush now. So I'm going to take this nice like peachy pink blush, which is just warm, and I feel like it'll look great for a summer wedding because it will really warm up the look. So I'm going to take my Tulip Contour, super pigmented. You see that? So make sure to tap off the excess. And don't be afraid to go a little bit heavier with the blush because that way it will show up in pictures. And blush does fade a little bit over time. So if you add a few more layers without looking crazy, it will end up lasting longer. Okay, now you got to add a little bit of the Bridal Glow. I love to put a shimmer just right here on the upper cheekbone because that way you don't look oily but you still have that dewy glow. So I'm going to take the tip of my brush with this shimmer powder right here, which is also from the Alcone at Home collection, comes in the pan form. And we're just going to pop it right on top, and it kind of gives you that glow right here. But I like this one because it's not too obvious. It actually will also really make a pretty brow bone color now that I look at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the lips because that's pretty much it for that. I am going to go with like a plum lip liner because I want to define my lips but still keep it neutral. So I'm going to just trace this with this Ben Nye. This is Ben Nye's Rum Raisin. And then I'm going to fill it in because it will kind of be a little bit of a stain, and then your lips will last longer and it won't fade through all the kissing and the eating. Okay, now we're going to move on to the lipstick. I am going to use the Alcone at Home lipstick in number 8. Really pretty rosy color, mauve. And this is also from Il Makiage, the same brand that makes the eyeshadows. So I'm going to apply that really quick. And I like to put a little bit of gloss just right in the center to kind of add a little bit of a moisture and dewiness to the lip. But it's not all over, and then it won't be like super like greasy looking on camera. So I'm just going to dot a little bit of this Grace lip gloss. Again, this is from the Alcone at Home collection. Super pretty. Look at the blinged out top. So this is just like a pink. It's like a sheer pink. So it kind of goes with everything. So I'm just going to pop it right in the center. Just for a little bit of shine. And then you gotta finish with a little makeup setting spray to kind of just hold everything together. This is Scandinavia's No More Shine makeup finish, and I love this makeup finish spray. It's probably my favorite one of all the ones, like Mom in the Bottle, Fix Plus, like all of the ones. This is my personal favorite because I feel like it takes away the cakey, powdery look, and it also does something to hold the makeup longer. So a few spurts of this. And as you can see, I kind of have that dewy look, which is good because it takes away that powdery finish. And then it's also going to be like almost like hairspray for my face. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. It's a little bit different than traditional, neutrals on the eye. It's neutral, but it still has a little bit of color. And that's what I like to do on a lot of my brides now, because it's something that's a little different and fun, but it's not so off and too colorful where it will look weird in 20 years. So these are all of these products that I use are all from Alcone. And like I mentioned, this Alcone at Home program is really cool. I'm not going to go into it too much, but the spiel is Alcone took the best-selling products like their Ben Nye banana powder, their Embryolisse, their RCMA foundations, and they put them in a really convenient, a very convenient, easy way to find them, because the regular Alcone website is thousands and thousands of products. So they took their favorite ones and they put this into this Alcone at Home program. And like I said, they put a lot of these great products that are like bestsellers into palette form. And so much more convenient for people to put things in palette form. And as a blogger for them, I'm helping to mold the program. So essentially, I was able to pick some of my favorite products, put them at this Best of Alcone site, including like the Scandinavia, the Embryolisse. A lot of these are like my holy grail products that I already had and been using for years, like the Ben Nye Neutralizer Cream Crayon. Been using these for years, so now they're all on this Best of Alcone website, which is it's a personal website for me. So now when I do a tutorial, I don't have to link 25 different websites. I'll just put the one website. Everything's going to be there. So you can get the best brands on one place without having to buy like 2 things from one website, 4 things from another. You can just buy it all in one place, and it's really easier. And if you want to do this program, like I'm a blogger for them, if you want to do this Alcone at Home program, basically it's really cool because you can get all of the items, like these Holy Grail items, at wholesale prices and use them in your tutorials, and then you can have your own replicated website like I do. And if your viewers want to buy the product, they can buy it, and you get it at wholesale prices, and then you get they buy it at a reasonable retail price, and you get the difference between the wholesale and the retail price. So you're pretty much only paying $10 a month for the replicated website, but you're going to save more than $10 because you're getting all these products at wholesale price. And your customers and your viewers are going to be able to see what you're using in your tutorials and your reviews, and you can link it below and then they can get it too. So it just seems like, to me the idea is genius, and we've been working on this process for a little while now, and it's essentially a win-win for you as a blogger, as a business person, or as a makeup artist, and you want to have your products that you use available to your viewers. And it's also better for the viewers because now you can get everything in one site, and it's an easy link, and now they're all available in these really convenient palette forms. And they're so cute. Look at this. So here's like another one, this cute mint design, and you can pick like your favorite eyeshadows and your blush. You can fit it in one palette. Super convenient. So if you guys have questions about joining this program, no pressure, believe me. You can just email me at makeupbyren@yahoo.com and we'll talk about it. But if you are interested in any of these products, I'll have them in my link to my Alcone website below, and I'll have pictures and a list of the products on my blog as usual at makeupbyren.com. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I will have a lot more tutorials featuring these products, and I've used these products for years anyway, so it won't be anything new, but I'm really excited about their eyeshadows and some of their foundations and blushes, which are new to me. So you'll see them on many more tutorials and videos, and if you have any requests, let me know. So enough rambling, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas!